Jesus Christ reveals through Jacob Lorber. Deathbed-Scenes. Scene 9. Bishop Martin. Writing began on November 27, 1848. This 9th death scene is the opening chapter of the work Bishop Martin, English title Sunsets into Sunrises, which describes the guidance of a bishop from his transition into the world beyond until his heavenly perfection. The link to the book you will find below the video. A bishop who had always been very conspicuous of his dignity as well as his dogmas fell ill for the last time. He, who even still as an assistant priest had wanted to paint the joys of heaven in the oddest colors and to describe the delights and bliss in the realm of the angels with great enthusiasm, not forgetting to mention hell and purgatory, did not yet desire, even as an old man of almost 80, to take possession of his much praised heaven. He would have preferred another 1,000 years on this earth to a future heaven with all its delights and bliss. Therefore, our sick bishop did everything in his power to restore his health. He had to be surrounded by the best physicians. Fairs of power had to be conducted in all the churches of his diocese. All the sheep of his flock were asked to pray for his life. In his sick room, an altar had been erected at which fairs had to be conducted 3 times every morning to help restore his health. Whereas in the afternoon, 3 of the most pious monks had to keep praying the breviary in front of the consecrated host. He himself kept uttering, "O Lord, have mercy upon me. Holy Mary, beloved Mother, help me. Have mercy upon my dignity, and grace as Prince Bishop of your Son's glory. Oh, do not forsake your most faithful servant, you helper in need, you sole support of the afflicted." But all this did not help. Our man fell into a coma from which he did not awaken again in this world. You know of the highly important ceremony for a deceased bishop, and we need not waste any time with this description. Instead, let us look around in the spirit world to see what our man will be doing there. Look, here we are, and there our man can be seen still lying on his bed. While the heart is still warm, the angel does not sever the soul from the body. This warmth constitutes the nerve spirit, which has to be wholly absorbed by the soul before complete severance can be undertaken. At last, this man's soul has completely absorbed the nerve spirit, and the angel is severing it from his body with the words, "Epitha, arise thou soul, but thou dost revert to the decomposition through the kingdom of vermin and decay. Amen." Already you see our bishop rising in his full bishop's robes, just as during his lifetime, and he opens his eyes. He looks around in astonishment, not seeing anybody, not even the angel who awakened him. The surroundings are visible only in a fading light, as of late dusk, and the ground seems to be covered with dry alpine moss. Our man is not a little astonished at this unusual situation, and says to himself, "What is this? Where am I? Am I still alive, or have I died? I must have been seriously ill, and it is quite possible that I am already among the deceased. Oh, for God's sake, this must be so! Oh, Holy Mary, Saint Joseph, Saint Anne, you, my 3 most powerful helpers, come and help me into the kingdom of heaven." He waits for a while, looking around carefully to see from which direction the 3 will be coming, but they do not come. He calls once more, this time louder, and waits, but still nobody approaches. For the 3rd time he calls, louder still, but again in vain. Now our man begins to feel very scared. He realizes his desperate situation and says, "Oh, for God's sake, Lord, help me." This is only his habitual phrase. What does this mean? I have called 3 times and no response. Am I damned? How can that be? For I do not see any fire, nor any devil. Oh, oh, oh. It is truly terrible. So alone. Oh God, if one of these devils turned up now while I am without a consecrated font or crucifix, what will I do? And the devil is said to be particularly keen on bishops. Oh, what a desperate situation. I believe the howling and gnashing of teeth is already upon me. I will discard my bishop's robe, so the devil will not recognize me. But maybe that would give him even more power over me. Oh, what a terrible thing death is. If at least I were quite dead, then I would not be afraid. But this being alive after death is so terrible. I wonder what would happen if I walked on. No, I'd rather stay here. What consequences a step in the dark might have, only God knows. Therefore, I would rather remain here until doomsday in the name of God and the Blessed Virgin. Read more in the book.